Hello everybody, my name is Rainy Angel and welcome to my channel, Rainy Angel in Spirit. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the sensations that I feel when I am practicing the AYDA method. And sorry if my voice sounds weird, I'm a little congested today. So now with this video, I'm not teaching you the method, I'm not giving specific instructions about how to do this and achieve this method. This is mainly for people that already know and already practice it. So if you know, you know. So let's get into it. One of the sensations that I feel when practicing this method is as soon as I fall asleep, a lot of the times, like when I feel my body fall asleep, I feel this like jolting. And even when you're not doing the method, you jolt a little bit or twitch as you're falling asleep or right before you fall asleep. With me, it's interesting because when you're aware, when you're jolting, it's I don't know, it's just kind of funny. Like you're just kind of like, like you just, I don't know, that's usually how I know. I'm like, okay, I'm asleep, you know? And then sometimes I don't feel anything. Sometimes I'm like, I wonder, I'm like, am I sleeping right now? Like, is my body asleep? Like I'm well aware, but I don't know if I'm asleep. And sometimes I'll just feel like my finger twitch a little bit, and when I twitch, I'm usually asleep. So that's one thing. So a lot of the times I feel light to moderate or intense tingling in certain parts of my body, like my arms or my legs. That's normal. That's like a lot of people are going to feel that that tingling sensations. So the next thing that I've noticed that I have felt since I started practicing this method is chills. I get chills throughout my whole body, and which I'm not sure exactly what it is. It could be because I'm cold, or it could be just a random sensation, kind of like tingles, because I'll go to sleep and I'm not really cold. Like I make sure that the temperature in the room is not too hot, I'm not too cold. I adjust my AC, my blankets. Sometimes I'll double up on blankets and have the AC blowing on me. And then, you know, in the summertime, I make sure I have a light blanket on with like a little bit of fan or AC. But sometimes I just get these like tingles, or not tingles, I get these chills throughout my whole body. This is where it happens throughout my whole body, from like up on my shoulders to down. And I don't know, it doesn't really bother me. I don't need to I don't need to readjust or anything like that. It's not bad. Okay, so there have been times, yes, where I do feel hot and I stop the method completely. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sweating, you know? And then there have been times where when I'm not doing the method, I'll wake up and I'm sweating. And it's just funny because when you're not aware of this and you're just sleeping, you don't feel hot until you wake up and you're like sweating. But when I'm aware, this is why I always make sure that the temperature in the room is perfect. Like I'm not too hot, too cold, because it really does suck. Like one time I felt like my body was on fire. I was like, oh my God, like, but I was like, I'm getting so close to paralysis right now. But I ended up just getting up and readjusting, because it's not fun feeling like this suffocating hot heat. Everyone, well, maybe not everyone, because sometimes I feel this and sometimes I don't. And especially when I started practicing the method, it's a given that you're going to feel some pain in your body, like some intense pain in certain parts of your body. And that's like your body's way of making sure that you're not about to move or get up or wake up as it's getting ready to go into a deep sleep, entering sleep paralysis. That's more of like a scientific thing about your body and learning about sleep, like about the sleep cycles. That's usually a given. That's going to happen to a lot of people. Like there was times where I always feel it right here in my arm or in this arm, because I tend to pop this elbow a lot. Like I just kind of pop it like this. And I think that over time, I've been doing it for a long time, that sometimes the pain is here. And it's, you know, one time it was intense pain. Like it felt shooting pains to my elbow. And I'm like, I know this, you know, maybe this won't last long. Sometimes it lasts like 10 minutes. Sometimes it lasts 20 minutes. But that's usually a given. That's going to happen to a lot of people. Okay, this one I think is so interesting. And I think this is when I start to disconnect from my body, or I'm starting to feel like the beginning stages of disconnecting. Because sometimes I don't go into sleep paralysis before I exit my body. I just exit. It's so random, and I'm like, whoa, I'm leaving, you know? And I usually feel like a swaying sensation, or not floating. Because when you're floating, that usually means that you're disconnected. But it's like a swaying in your body. Like you feel like, I don't know what it is exactly. But I noticed that it is connected to my heartbeat. Sometimes I feel it in my core, like it's like a rocking, like swaying feeling. And I've heard people felt that before, prior to having out-of-body experiences. And sometimes I feel it in my arms. It can happen at any different parts of your body. The swaying is like the rhythm, that's what I'm saying. The rhythm of the swaying is connected to my heartbeat, okay? And then your soul is connected to your heart and your central nervous system. So that makes a lot of sense, that it has something to do with your soul, like something's going on there. So yeah, and Darius has spoke about this on his website, and in interviews if you want more details and information about that. Another thing that I feel, like I usually feel these when I'm getting close to randomly leaving my body, or about to enter sleep paralysis. I feel lightheaded, or like a swimming sensation in my head, like a kind of similar to the rocking, but it's slower. Like I feel like it's just like, woo, you know, like really kind of like lightheaded. And it's interesting feeling. It's kind of soothing and calming. I don't mind it. Another thing is that with all these sensations, at first when you feel them, you might freak out a little bit. That, at least for me, my heart would start beating immediately because I don't know what's going on. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? Like, I'm kind of scared. Like, I don't know what's about to happen. Am I about to enter sleep paralysis? Like, but once you know, and sometimes I have to come out of the method because I'm freaked out a little bit. This is like when I started this almost a year ago. But when I gave myself time and just relaxed, and as time goes on, you get deeper and deeper into the method until you reach sleep paralysis or reach some point where your soul leaves. It's different for everybody. It varies a lot. Okay, so this one I really like. I love the feeling of this because I know that I'm getting so close to leaving my body or entering sleep paralysis. And Darius has spoke about this on his channel, or on his website, is you feel like dense. You feel very dense in your body, and that is the density of your soul. Like when I say dense, you feel heavy, and you could feel it in certain parts of your body, like your arms, legs, head, wherever, or you could feel it in your whole body. If you feel that, that's a good thing. That is your soul, the density of your soul, because your soul is more dense than your actual body. Even though you may not think that. You wouldn't think that. I didn't think that. I was like, man, I thought like my soul was lighter. But when you access more information and you're more aware, your soul is heavy. It's heavier. Everything is more real and vivid on the other side. So that's that. And I've had friends, I'm talking to somebody in the AYDA group that feels the same thing, even when he's just taking a nap. And I don't know if he's intending to do the method, but I know that he has told me that he feels that heavy, dense feeling, and that is the density of your soul. Okay, this one is interesting. I love hearing and feeling this, and sometimes it freaks me out because I have to get used to it, but I will hear really faint whispers, and I know that they're my angels. Very faint whispers to almost like you're not sure if you're hearing what you're hearing, and you can't make out what they're saying. And sometimes you can make out a few little words here and there. You can hear them talking amongst each other, or them speaking to you. They're trying to tell you something. And last night, was it last night? No, 2 nights ago, I was practicing the method. I got really close to exiting my body, but once I hit sleep paralysis, I ended up falling asleep. I was upset when I woke up in the morning. I was like, dang it, I was so close. And but I started feeling somebody stroking the top of my head, and it wasn't even like on my head, like my skull. It was just my hair, like my little baby hairs or something. Someone was stroking them, and I know that it was my angels, or it could have just been some sort of tingling frequency, but I had a feeling someone was like touching my head. It was more so that. And that will happen too. If you are asking, I was also asking for assistance from my angels prior to going into this method. So when you do that, when you ask your angels or your guides or seraphim to help you with something or help you access something or a soul record, they'll come to you in various ways. They will even touch you. Okay, so don't be alarmed. They're not going to hurt you. They're trying to do this they're doing this because you asked them for permission and they're soothing you. They're not really aggressive, at least in my experience. Let me know in the comments if anybody has felt this, and I don't like it at all. Okay, when I'm laying on my side, I don't really like to enter sleep paralysis laying on my side, but that's usually how it happens because I get this intense tickling sensation in my ribs. And it's like, I don't like that. I get like this intense tickling like on the side I'm laying on my ribs. And then it just sucks because when you go into sleep paralysis, you can't move, you know, so you're just I'm feeling this tickling sensation. And I'm like, don't try to break it. Because there's been times where I like shake myself out of sleep paralysis. I breathe and like hyperventilate almost just to get myself out because of the tickling. But sometimes I just got to deal with it. I'm like, my ribs are ticklish, but I'll be out of here soon enough. That's what goes on through my mind while doing this. I also, what I like to do now is keep my eyes open. As soon as I go into sleep paralysis, I open my eyes because I used to be terrified of doing that, as you know, I don't know what I'm going to see. But lately when I have been opening my eyes while sleep paralysis is happening, I see the seraphim that has been contacting me, that we've been connecting, and I don't know, I just see interesting things. It's not really scary. It depends on your state of mind. If you're scared, you're going to see scary things. If you're not scared, you're going to see very interesting things. You're going to see the truth and your angels and your guides, and they're very nice. They love you. So those are all the sensations that I feel while practicing the AYDA method. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys feel. If you have any advice or tips on how to achieve this method more effectively, let me know. So yeah, that is all for me right now. Okay, well, you guys have a good day. Bye.